So obviously, we all came back super excited about where we are, where we're going. The uniqueness of, pardon me, the uniqueness of ASEA was magnified even greater with some things that Hunter shared from stage and kind of where we're going in this business, and not just sitting on our laurels. We are here with still the most amazing health technology in the world. 15 years later, no competition, no copycats, 1,000 trade secrets, impacting every system, every organ, every function of the body. And it would be very easy to sit back and go, hey, we got it. We'll just sit here and enjoy the ride. But Hunter and his team are out there continually innovating, continually staying so far ahead of the game that I think there was a lot of excitement in what Hunter shared. And so, I don't know, maybe rather than listening to me rattle on, it might be interesting to bring Hunter up here and have a listen to a little bit of what he shared at conference.
Yeah, happy to do that. Thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure to be on the call. We are truly excited about what we have going on at ASEA. I wish that I could tell you everything I know right now because I'm that excited about it. Jim is nodding his head, yes, it's okay to do it. Scott does not think so, not yet. So
he's not on the call, so don't worry about it.
Oh, hey, that sounds good. That sounds good. Nothing leaves this call, right? So
that's right.
So we are super excited about it. And Alan's right. We're not resting on our laurels. At the conference, I talked about how ASEA's vision from the very beginning has been to be the leader in redox-based technologies and cellular health. And that position as leader is not something that ASEA takes lightly. In order to remain the leader in any kind of space, you have to continue to advance your position in order to maintain that competitive advantage. And so that's what ASEA does through investment in both internal research on the process, as well as third-party research through university partners around the world, as well as our collaboration with the MPB and things like that. And so there has been some developments in the core technology that ASEA holds its patents and trade secrets around. Lay a little bit of groundwork before I talk about that, though, is ASEA has been broadly considered a broad spectrum technology. Think of all the keys on the keyboard, right? Traditional supplements will help you play one key of the entire keyboard. Call it gut health. That's one key on the piano of many important functions in the body. But because ASEA works at the genetic and cellular level, it's capable of reaching across that entire keyboard and reaching into different keys normally not accessed by normal traditional supplementation methods. And what's interesting is we've taken this broad spectrum technology, the blue bottle, ASEA Redox supplement, and people have used this broad spectrum, wide-reaching technology to get very specific or targeted results. The reason Renew 28 was such a breakthrough is because it was the topical application of the ASEA Redox supplement of the blue bottle. I like to think of Renew 28, it's classified as a cosmetic and it has amazing cosmetic benefits, but I like to think of Renew 28 as topical supplementation of redox signaling molecules. That's really how I see that product. And it was registered as a cosmetic, and we have many before and afters showing the benefits of Renew 28 on the skin as a cosmetic. Now, what happened along the way shortly after launching this cosmetic product containing redox signaling molecules was that people found that it had a lot of other benefits, very specific benefits with discomfort and things like that. And it was not formulated, its intent was not to help with those things, but because it is a broad spectrum product, a broad spectrum technology touching all of the keys on the keyboard, people found very specific and very targeted benefits with what we consider to be a broad spectrum product. Why do I go through all of this? In the last 3 years, ASEA has been working with researchers at the university level as well as internal research to develop the next evolution in redox signaling technology. We have developed a product that will be launching in Q1 of 2025 that has been in development for the last 3 years. It's a product that we are extremely excited about. I was talking with Scott about it just yesterday, actually, and he asked me, hey, defend your position on why you think this is a bigger breakthrough than Renew 28. And I said, okay, Renew 28 is a topical version of the original core technology. It is the same redox signaling molecules, slightly more concentrated in a topical gel. We found a way to make it stable in a gel as well as a liquid. Said, great breakthrough, amazing product. The reason this product is a bigger breakthrough than Renew 28 is because it focuses the implementation of redox signaling molecules from a broad spectrum technology to only a few keys. You're employing all of the power of redox signaling molecules to specific pathways. So this is an evolution of the technology because we are gaining control over redox signaling and how we stimulate it in the body. So the reason I'm so excited about this is imagine the benefit that people, well, you don't have to imagine, you've seen it. We've seen the very specific benefits in using a broad spectrum technology. Think of it as a broom, right? Imagine the benefits, the precision benefits you can have with something that is designed to be targeted on the redox side. Think of it as a scalpel in the redox world. It's something that is going to be able to very specifically target very specific benefits that we are calibrating these redox signaling molecules to do. And the results in initial testing in humans has been amazing. Again, we have research, we have data now from universities. We have people who have tested the product now and have had experiences.
I hope everyone's hearing what Hunter's saying here, because again, look, the beautiful nature of our technology is every system, every organ, every function, it is that foundational piece. If your cells can't signal, little else matters. But to be able to take that massive power that has been spread out over 88 keys and to focus it in, it's like taking a massive halogen light bulb that can literally light a football field, but focus that in like a laser into a specifically targeted area. The power of that, these high energy molecules donating their energy into a focused area. Guys, I believe what Hunter's sharing with us here would be a viral product. I'm talking about a product that just goes like wildfire. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Hunter, and I don't want to get way too ahead of ourselves here, but this targeting could potentially in the future be directed to perhaps other systems, organs, functions, etc. That other keys in the piano. Would that be correct?
Yes, that's correct. Another reason we're so excited about this technology, it is a breakthrough for ASEA. It represents ASEA's additional control over how redox signaling molecules work in the body. And so we can offer a whole line of products that are specifically calibrated to specific benefits. This will be the first of a long line of products that are capable of leveraging redox signaling molecules. I love the analogy, Alan, focusing a halogen lamp to become a laser to pinpoint accuracy for different systems and different pathways in the body. This is the first of many, and this is kind of the breakthrough product for us after 3 years of university research and internal development.
So Terry, when I saw you recently up in Dallas, you were kind of excited about this, correct?
That's an understatement.
I know.
Let me put it this way. We all know Hunter's wicked smart. Lee Osler, wicked smart. I mean, all of us are smart in our own way, but I always share with everybody, I skipped chemistry, and I'm proud to say that, by the way. But here's the thing. I want you to catch what you're hearing. I mean, this is what's getting, I want to leave and go. I wish I had it now. I mean, when it comes, get out of the way. And if you need more validation, go to the next room because it's here. But I want everybody to catch, you have to understand, we are a research and development company that owns the space of redox. We have a technology that hits all the keys, and they're starting to focus on this stuff. So when this comes out, you're going to be lit on fire, but just imagine what's coming. We're playing in a space when it comes to network marketing. Guys, think about this. How did this company start? It started because of a breakthrough. Name me another company in our space started because of a breakthrough. They all start because of a compensation plan, and then they go create a product. This is the only company that started because of a breakthrough. And guys, we're growing into adulthood now when it comes to our business. And I cannot stress enough, you better start loading the wagon now. Guys, you better don't wait till it comes. You better, because you're going to be upset. And we're telling you frontline, you better start loading the wagon now. Don't worry about people saying, no, I don't know what to say. And just plant the seeds, because people will connect you to the name of ASEA as it starts to come out. And all the people that you've approached in the past that might have said no or might have dropped off product, I would have their names and numbers and a list of all of them now. I mean, guys, I'm like I said, I'm beside myself. I wish I had it, and I'd be gone. I wouldn't be on the Zoom. I'm sorry, Jim, but I feel blessed to be a part of this. If we got this tonight, I'd be gone. I don't think anybody would be on the Zoom. It's that big of a deal.
Ed, when you were back in the beginning and Vertus pulled you aside and said that one day, or if people knew what we had, can you share that real quick?
Yeah, it's interesting because Monday, the 30th of September, will be the 10-year anniversary of that visit to headquarters, where I had been kind of watching this company from a distance for about 5 years. Rebecca, thankfully, back in 2010, she had enough blind faith and trust to get on a plane and go out and take a look at this, and came back with glowing reports. But I probably skipped school and went surfing the day they covered mitochondria and chemistry. I never even heard the words. And but when I watched kind of from a distance what was going on with this company, I've been around the industry a long time, and I knew that most companies in this marketing space never have their second birthday. And I just didn't want to spend a lot of time and energy on a company that, for one thing, I didn't understand, couldn't spell most of the words involved with the technology. But then when I realized 4 or 5 years later they were still around, I made that trip then, and I sat around the conference table and was fortunate to hear Vertus personally tell the Genesis story. And I treasure that memory. And Bart Cotter had enough faith to fly over here from Australia and join me at that meeting. And what you're alluding to specifically is brief conversation that we had with Vertus, kind of at a break time, or maybe toward the end of the whole day. And he just kind of pulled both of us close, and he said, listen, fellas, he says, when the world ever finds out really what we have our hands on here, and of course he wasn't talking about the new product, it was just the science of redox. He just said, and he looked at us with every bit of conviction that he had. He says, this is another Apple computer. And I just knew that here was a man who was not just he wasn't jumping up and down, he wasn't beating his chest, he wasn't a marketer. He was just a very, very committed, smart businessman who knew what we had our hands on, and he was making a declaration of future purpose that I believed. And here we are this many years later. I think the thing to me that was, a lot of companies at the 15-year mark are either slowing down, or they're the founders have accomplished maybe what they wanted to accomplish. They don't have a strategic plan that kind of keeps them moving forward. And I think anything that I came away with from this conference was that here's a company that has aggressively continued to embrace the mandate to achieve worldwide distribution of this product and to continue to enhance the product. I mean, I grew up in a missionary's home, so the whole mandate of going to all the world is something I grew up with. And, 35 countries is a good start, but it's a long ways from all the world. And I think the other announcements besides the technology that were, I think, exciting to me was just a few more steps into that all the world distribution model that's beginning to take place now, and even more so coming into the new year. That's just very exciting to me, because there's a huge percentage of the population of the earth is going to be able to get this product technology within the next year. And that's just massive. It's massive.
But Debbie, you were there in the beginning. Alan, obviously, you were way, way in the beginning. Did you think that we would ever get to this point? I mean, you had a drink that didn't taste too hot. Frankly, I like pool water, right? And I understand in the beginning, maybe even shocked a few people. That's maybe how Alan lost his hair. I don't know. But did you think that we would get to this point where we would have something that could go from working on everything alive to now targeting certain things? I mean, this is just freaking nuts.
Absolutely. I did not skip science or chemistry and did very well in both of them. But I'm blonde and I can act dumb, so I can do it simply. And the power that Hunter is saying that we can now target, I understand completely, we can target different parts of the body for different things. This is probably the most exciting thing. And yes, I was there. Alan was there when Virtus told the first Genesis story on the stage that time, and said, "Please go back, because if you don't open your mouth to tell people that you love about this, the world will never know. Because I did all this, I got to this point, but I need your help now." And that just gave us all such chills. I just flew home without a plane. I say that every time because I did. I just kept thinking of everybody I loved and knew, and I kind of understood, thanks to Alan, bless Alan for creating, because most people wouldn't be able to speak about redox like Lee Osler can or Hunter can. And he created that website for us because we all use that so much, just to push play, Terry, to send it to people. But I kind of understood what was going on and understood that the power that we would have in the future when they kept doing the research and stuff. Because I've been excited from day one, 14 years ago. And yes, I definitely thought we would be this and bigger by now. Definitely.
Well, Alan, what about you? What? I mean,
so I actually have a slightly different answer to Debbie. I remember thinking, heck, if we get a 3 to 5 year head start as being the one,
I was just going to ask that. Yeah.
Cell signaling technology. And if you were to say to me, hey, we're going to have 15 years later, we will still be the one and only, and we'll be looking at whole new technologies that, nobody's even caught up with our first technology, and we're now moving on to the next version of it. I would be saying you're crazy. Nobody's got that big a strategic advantage in anything. And I think sometimes, we're so used to saying the words, especially those of us that have been around a long time, the world's first and only redox signaling, cell signaling supplement, 7 patents, 1,000 trade secrets, no competition, no copycats, nobody else in the world. We say it and it rolls off the tongue, but sometimes you've got to just sit back and go, hold on, what am I actually saying?
Yeah.
Do I really understand what I'm saying? It's a very unique situation. I mean, you show me, especially in the health and wellness world, CBD comes out, hundreds of CBD products. Right now, the Ozempic thing, now plant-based Ozempic things, all over the place. Boom, 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 boom. They're all there. You pick a category in health and wellness, maybe someone has the idea, there's 100 products just like it in 12 months' time. So I was kind of like, gosh, if we get a 3 to 5 year head start on that, that's better than most companies ever get. But to be 15 years down the road here and still be the only one and only, and be now developing the next generation. And I think, Hunter, if I may, I think most people know that, we increased the signaling, you and your team. I shouldn't say we, I had nothing to do with it. I would have botched it up. But you and your team, you were able to increase the signaling in this technology, kind of, let's say 2023, the product that we were getting in 2023 had a 30% increase in signaling. But that's not what we're talking about here. It's not an improvement on the existing technology. It's a total refocus of the technology. I mean, it really is version 2.0 of our technology, and to still be so focused and so driven to lead the pack when nobody's even caught up with the first version of the technology. I mean, I would just challenge everybody on this call, the entrepreneurs on this call, I would really challenge you, take some time and really think about this and try and ask yourself, is there anywhere else in the world, in the computer world, in the health and wellness world, in the car world, in the manufacturing world, in the whatever world, have a think, is there any other situation where a company has literally held their ground with no competition, no copycats for 15 years, and they're already now, they've developed the next generation before anybody has been in competition with the first generation? I challenge anybody to think about that. And it's astonishing what we have our hands on. And sometimes we just need to sit in a quiet place, go for a walk in the woods, and really ponder on what we already know, because this is huge. I've said from the beginning, since 2009, our birthright is to be one of the great billion-dollar companies in this industry. And the company's just making it easier and easier for us to get there. So, I mean, I'm right there with Terry. I'm ready to go.
But Hunter, I am still rather surprised that no one else has this, what Alan was talking about. Why is that? I mean, why is what we have so unique that nobody else has been able to copycat it?
Yeah, we get that question pretty often. The simple answer is it's pretty hard to do. The stabilization of high energy redox signaling molecules is not an easy thing. We maintain, 7 patents on the technology, and as Alan had pointed to, over 1,000 trade secrets at this point. It is a tech. It's a tech marvel, really. When I got here at first to ASEA, I was skeptical, right? Saltwater, Salt Lake City. I don't know about that. But then I started looking at it, my background being chemical engineering. As soon as I started seeing the tech up close and seeing the studies that they were doing on it, I was like, wow, this is real. It took me a while to grasp how they were doing it on the manufacturing side. But these redox signaling molecules are unstable by nature. And so really the breakthrough is the stability of the product to allow supplementation. And that's where ASEA holds the patents and the trade secrets. And so that's really why there hasn't been any competition to this point. Really, when they set up the company, they did a great job from a strategic advantage standpoint of protecting the competitive advantage that we hold in this space and over this technology. And so it's really, really an amazing opportunity.
Again, we say these things, and anybody that's been around ASEA, they roll off our tongue, and sometimes we forget just how profound the meaning behind what we're saying. And, there was a question there, Karen asked a question, what happens when the patents run out? And I wrote in, hopefully it's accurate. Look, we're moving to trade secrets. They protect you better than patents. You got to reveal a lot of stuff in patents, whereas trade secrets, you don't have to reveal anything. And, I just want to share a little anecdote here, because I know we're in network marketing, and it's easy for us to kind of round up or, maybe make things bigger than they are. That's what this industry is famous for. Hunter, do you remember we were sitting in Malaysia and Scott was on stage, and he was talking about some stuff on stage, and he said, we clean the water, parts to the trillion, the purest salt possible. And then he said, we even clean the electricity. And I remember you were sitting beside me, and I nudged you, and I said, hey, Hunter, is he giving away our trade secrets? And you just laughed. You said, Alan, we literally have done an inventory from the start of the process to the end of the process. We now have over 1,000 trade secrets. So you're fine. There's plenty more. And I want people to understand here, this isn't just marketing language. 7 patents and over 1,000 trade secrets. Very detailed analytical people like Hunter have literally gone through the process and are marking down, that's a trade secret. That's a trade secret. That's a trade secret. This is a real number, guys. Over 1,000 trade secrets. I'll even say it in American for you. Over 1,000 trade secrets. Okay, 1,000. I find that vowel sound difficult. Over 1,000 trade secrets. This is real. Okay, start adding that up. Start thinking, holy smoke, this is just not marketing language. This is coming out of the analytical scientists, and they don't exaggerate. So again, I just want to make sure it's so easy for us to say this stuff, but is it really sinking in how profound it is? And the advantage that we have as we go out into the marketplace, there's no other company in this industry that has the advantage that we have. Nobody. You know, our job is to be the beacon of light, to show a company how a network marketing company should behave, how it should act, and be that beacon of light. I love talking to the wounded networker. It's my speciality. I love talking to people who, you know, get the business model, but maybe they've just never quite found the company in the business model. That was me. I fell in love with network marketing. I walked away from a master's in international finance at 23 years of age, and then it took me 15 years to find the right company. And
But you kept looking.
We are the right company, guys, and there are people that are waiting to hear from us. They're out there. So you get somebody going, oh, that's pyramid selling. Well, all the best to you, because there's millions of people who believe in this business model, but they've just never found their home. And the longer we spend with the naysayers, the less time we have to go find the people that truly deserve to hear this message. So this is a beautiful, beautiful family where you build bonds as strong as family bonds, and it's quite incredible. It's really beautiful.
Guys, when you brought up the objection towards network marketing, I'm just going to tell you as straight as I can. What's your plan?
Yeah, exactly.
If you give me any beef, I will drop you like a bad habit. I don't care. I'm not trying to educate. I'm not trying to convince you your life stinks. You already know your life stinks. If you're looking for more money, I just made you feel better like that. Guys, let me tell you something. I'm sorry I'm getting so amped up because I know I can't wait for this product. When this comes, don't play with the people. Don't try to convince them. Just show them either they get it or they don't. Sometimes people are just stuck on stupid. And sometimes they might just be there. And guys, I'm not trying to be mean. I promise you I'm not. It might come across that way, but sometimes in leadership, you have to be a little bit more direct. And I cannot stress enough, do not compare this to the past. This is the future. With what is coming is absolutely amazing. Don't get caught up in this cobweb of stuff, because once they have an experience, like, I mean, is it network marketing? Say, yes. Oh, I don't want to do that. I said, okay, what's your plan?
Yeah.
How would you take this to market?
Exactly.
So thanks. Thank you for letting us be a part of this tonight,
That
Jim.
was awesome. Thank you, Terry. Lee?
Yeah, this has been so fun, you know, to sit here and listen into these heavyweights talk like this. You know, there's certainly three of us, myself, Debbie, and Hunter. We probably did go to the mitochondria class and paid attention in chemistry. So I want to bring it back to that, you know, if we can, because Hunter has presented here, as well as when he announced this at the Medical Professionals Board meeting at the conference, something that is a new vista for us. In 2015, the science journals talked about 1,500 transcription factors that were known. In 2017, the Terray Labs that we worked with 5 of those pathway genes, and the Terray Lab results are history now. But we also saw that there were many other parallel or just simply other transcription factor pathway gene pathways that were also out there. In the year 2022, the science reports are now up to about 2,000 discovered transcriptional regulatory proteins. Those are pathways. And so the reason why this is relevant is we heard Hunter talk about this piano that has 88 keys on it as a metaphor for describing the totality of what we call the redoxome. We talk about the genome and the transcriptome. This is the epigenome, or the pathway genes that we're talking about. Everything is a regulatory mechanism. It's what tells our DNA to do what we want it to do, or how to respond to it. And so what we're dealing out here is information that we are now going from 88 keys down to 1 or 2 or 3 in other of these transcription factors. The reason why we can have specificity and result is because we're learning how to dial in the redox environment of a cell such that we can activate specific things. This is the future of anti-aging. You know, the big pharma is is tripping all over themselves, trying to drill in to very precise precision points, and they'll make billions of dollars because they'll create drugs that mimic some of this. I will add, probably not very effective, but except for maybe rare diseases. But on the whole, what we're doing here is we're taking a broad spectrum and we're saying we can dial in the redox tone. We can dial in the redox effect so specific that we can have more narrowed results. And just think of, if there's 2,000 pathway genes, conceptually, just think of the number of products that could be dialed in based on a core technology that nobody else really has. And so, again, for all those on the call tonight who like the science, like only Lee and Debbie and Hunter on this call do, you need to understand that we're moving forward. And when this comes out, then all of the other conversation about how do you share it becomes really exceedingly relevant. And so I'm pleased to have been on the call. We're moving, not just, and don't get me wrong, we're not saying that we're not a piano anymore. What we're saying is that we have multiple modalities coming at us. So thank you all for being with us and sharing. Hunter, would you close that out for us?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I'd like to take a moment to impress upon the group the weight of this this breakthrough. Alan, earlier in the call, you had invited people to take a walk in the woods. I think it's funny that you said that, because when Andrea brought this data to me almost 3 years ago now, and we sat down and we met over it, I went for a walk outside. And I went for a walk outside because it hit me just how much of an impact that this evolution in the technology could have for people. I was sitting there on the walk thinking about, how do we employ this? How do we distribute it? How do we get it out there? How do we put it into a product? I believe that this product is going to have a massive impact for a lot of people around the world that need this product specifically. And I believe that if we are going to be true to the original vision of ASEA and Vertus Norton's vision of employing this technology to be a force for good in the world, now is the time to run. This product is a momentous evolution of this technology, so much so that I had to take time and consider the weight of it when I was presented the data. So take the invite that you've heard today, run with this excitement, run with this momentum, build momentum going into next year, because there are a lot of people that are relying on us to get this technology into their hands.